Check this shit out. Trump honcho Stephen Miller rages at campaign of terrorism against ICE as Bondi deploys terror task force. This is by Zachary Lehman today. White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller, current Joseph Goebbels of the administration, vowed the administration will be combating a campaign of terrorism as Attorney General Pam Bondi announced the deployment of DOJ agents to ICE facilities. We are witnessing domestic terrorist sedition against the federal government, Miller posted to X on Friday evening, announcing that the FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force is being dispatched. The announcement follows a shooting at an ICE facility in Dallas, where two, including the shooter, died. The investigation is still early, but officials have pointed to early evidence, which is probably fabricated by Kash Patel, that suggests the shooter's politics motivated the act of terror. Rounds found near the shooter were engraved with anti-ICE. That wasn't engraved, that was a marker. But go ahead with your fucking bullshit story. Stephen Miller said, "We are witnessing domestic terrorist sedition in the federal government. The JTTF has been dispatched by the Attorney General pursuant to NSPM-7. All necessary resources will be utilized." This is what happens when a high school troll gets a job in the government, in a fascistic government. The same ICE facility has faced a bomb threat in August, and ICE officials have called for the rhetoric to be toned down as assaults on ICE agents have jumped to over 1,000% this year. Bondi cites these instances of violence when announcing the deployment of DOJ agents. She wrote, "I have witnessed the continued onslaught of violence perpetrated against ICE officers across our country. The Department of Justice will not stand idly by in the face of such lawlessness. At my direction, I am deploying DOJ agents to ICE facilities, and wherever ICE comes under siege, to safeguard federal agents, protect federal property, and immediately arrest all individuals engaged in any federal crime. Pursuant to President Trump's recent executive action, I am also instructing the Joint Terrorism Task Forces across the country to disrupt and investigate all entities and individuals engaged in acts of domestic terrorism, including the repeated acts of violence and obstruction against federal agents. The Department of Justice will seek the most serious available charges against all participants in these criminal mobs, including conspiracy offenses, assault offenses, civil disorder offenses, and terrorism offenses. While these never-ending attacks are designed to break our will, they'll only strengthen our resolve to complete the work begun. To that end, I have directed the FBI, DEA, ATF, and the USMS to accelerate our efforts alongside the Department of Homeland Security to locate, apprehend, detain, prosecute, and remove all illegal aliens present in our country. The rule of law will prevail." If this were really about the rule of law, don't you think that Donald Trump should maybe just turn himself in? I think he should. If the rule of law is the rule of law, we would not have insurrectionists as presidents of America. That's all. That's what the rule of law means, is that crooks and convicted felons do not get the privilege and the honor to serve the country, because that's your job. You are at the service of the people that live here, Pam Bondi. Assets mobilizing. This campaign of terrorism will be brought down, Miller wrote in response to Bondi's announcement. According to FBI Director Kash Patel, the suspected Dallas ICE shooter, Joshua John, looked up multiple DOJ facilities before Dallas and was also searching for video of conservative activist Charlie Kirk recently being assassinated. So what? What about the note you said you found? What about that? You just left that totally out of this article. The note. Remember the note that was about, well, I hope ICE just knows they might have a target on their backs at any time, which I think was also fabricated by Kash Patel to go along with this narrative of the shooter being a left-wing. He killed detainees, okay? He didn't hurt one ICE officer, even though they were all milling around the whole time he was shooting. He managed to kill only one immigrant and injured two others. But just the brown people he shot. But you're still trying to bend over backwards and scrawl things on bullets. Do you think that's what people that hate ICE would scrawl on a bullet? Anti-ICE. No, we'd say fuck ICE, abolish ICE, defund ICE, but not anti-ICE, so that you can say there was anti-ICE rhetoric on the bullet. You guys are so stupid. I can't believe you're in charge of this country. Can't believe it. In charge of it and running it into the fucking ground. We are not a fascist nation. We never want to become a fascist nation. Fascist nations pull comedians off the air. Fascist nations try to extort money from media agencies to not report poorly on the president, not to hurt his poor little feelers that are only this big. They get hurt so easily. The nerves are right there, right under that thin skin. Ouch! Ouch! Oh, poop the diaper again. I know this is what you deal with on a daily basis, and I feel sorry for you, but you're the one, you guys, all you sycophants and suckadicks, you are staged right up behind that megalomaniac in office, okay? And you guys can't stand up to him. The whole Republican Party has been captured by fascism. The Democrats are bought and operated by fucking corporations and executives and AIPAC. So what do we have left, we the people? What do we have left? How do we fight back against this government overreach? Excuse me, but this government has already, they have been charged with violating the Posse Comitatus Act once already in California. And before that even makes it through the courts, we're going to find other violations of the Posse Comitatus Act because he's sending people back into Portland. Fuck you. It's all a bunch of fucking bullshit, man. It's all a bunch of overreach bullshit. I don't know. I think, if your problem was woke, if your problem was people caring too much about what other people feel, caring too much about, like California, writing the checks for fucking years, giving away $80 billion a year into federal taxes, more than they get back. And that includes wildfire federal funds and all of it. $80 billion. It's time, you guys, it's time. Soft secession time is here. And we need to take our money out of the system, just completely out of the system. And let's see how long they can make it.